What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night, Whittaker versus the Ritter. Predictions breakdown here, guys. Before I get started though, hit the thumbs up button. Also subscribe to this channel. Also check out my Patreon account for all my face-up prediction and prop plays. You can also donate to my PayPal account. And also check out Nguyen KO for more health and wellness tips, right? Exercising, changing your lifestyle. You may be dealing with some imbalances. You know, you want to make a change. Check out Nguyen KO. All the links will be down below. This card here, man, like I said, you know, every card is always a good card. You know, never judge, you know, a book by the cover or a fight card by the cover, right? But there are cards out there that are just not too great. And there are some that I feel a little bit more. And this is one of the cards that I feel a lot. You know, this card is a banger, man. I love the matchups on this card. You got a lot of good fighters that, you know, for me, you know, I have my top guys, you know, that I pay attention to a little bit more. And a couple of these guys are on this card here. And it's going to be over there in Abu Dhabi. So, you know, with Abu Dhabi, you know, and maybe a couple Muslims on this card, depending on people that live in Abu Dhabi. You know, you got to be careful when it comes to the judging system. You know, this goes for, you know, majority of the card anyway, you know, depending on the hometown favorites or whatever. But in mostly in Abu Dhabi, Russia, and these places like that, and, you know, they will rob you. Like, straight up rob you, man. Straight up, right? 12 fights in this card. We're going to fly through it real fast here, but accurately. And, you know, Petr Yan. I know it's Petr Yan, but I call him Petr Yan, man. Petr Yan is one of my top fighters, man. Complete fighter. Enough respect to Petr Yan, man. This guy can fight. He's a martial artist. He can fight, though. He goes in there and this guy fights at any range. Any range you put him at, he will hang with you. But he's more in the boxing pocket, though. But he can fight long and short range. His ground is good. He's a complete fighter, dude. He's one of my top fighters, man. Along with, like, Valentina Shevchenko. Robert Whittaker's the next guy who's a complete fighter. Also, Barboza is also pretty good too. Amanda Nunes, Chris Cyborg, you know what I'm saying? It's just there. Stephen Thompson, Michael Venom Page. There's a certain martial artists, fighters that are just on a different level. You know what I mean? And Petr Yan and Robert Whittaker are on that, man. That's why so whenever these guys are fighting, they never let me down. You know. And these guys are high level, man, and I look up to them as like the top, you know what I'm saying? So this is a pretty good card. You got Sara on it too. You got Asu. You got Nikita Krylov on it too. You got Saeed Nurmagomedov is on the card also. You got Muslim Sharakov on the card. You got Davey Grant on the card too. You got Damon. Yes, it's actually, this card's a pretty good matchup, man. They match up the guys real nice in this card, man. So we're going to go through it real quick here, but accurately, guys. First fight, we got Martin Bude versus Marcos Buchecha. I think I pronounced that right. Martin Bude here. Let me get my notes out real quick here, guys. Martin Bude. Martin Bude. This guy's more like a slugger, man. You know, more brawling. You know, he loves to put you against the cage, kind of hang on you. Kind of dirty box a little bit. Let me see here. You know, he will look for takedown, you know, but he is hittable though. Will slow down in the fight, can get taken down at times, but he, you know, he has little heavy hands here and there, but he's just more of a slower kind of fighter here. I want to put you against a cage, kind of broad, kind of in a sense. His opponent here, Buchecha. Buchecha is actually a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 13 BJJ championship, 13x BJJ championship guy, man. This guy is pretty good. A lot of BJJ matches. You can see here a lot of grappling matches. A whole lot, dude. From 2009. His grappling is on point. This guy will freaking submit you. 100% finishing rate. Striking is not too bad, but I use it mostly to get the takedowns. His double legs are pretty good. 3-inch of reach. This guy has a strong base in him, and that's the thing. He has a strong foundation. Martin Bude doesn't really have a foundation. You know what I'm saying? A foundation meaning that BJJ black belt, right? Foundation in Taekwondo, foundation in karate, foundation boxing, foundation wrestling. You know, you just got a strong base in you. This guy here has a strong base on him, right? And he's massive. He's a big dude, man. Like 8-inch reach, 6'3". But he's just making his debut right now, right? So we know the guys are making a debut. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's just 5-1. It's gotta be like kind of wary about it. But when I watch him, it's like the guy's pretty good. And also, like I said, he has a foundation. He has a base to him. So it's not like he just come in here as 5-1 with no base. He has Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for, he's been doing that for a long time, and then he's a champion in it. You can, so it's not like he just coming in here just 5-1, just been doing this for like 2 years. You know what I mean? So he has a strong base in him. So I'm gonna go with Buchecha, man. I'm gonna give Buchecha my chance here, because if he never had that foundation, obviously. If he didn't have that base, that strong base in him, I probably wouldn't have picked him. You know what I mean? But I like him against Martin. I feel like, he's going to be a quicker fighter. His doubles, his takedowns are pretty good. And just with Martin Bude, he dropped the ball. He's slow at the movement. He tends to, not do much. So I'm going to go with Buchecha. I'm going to say Buchecha by submission, guys, in the first round. All right? Not too confident, though, because, like I said, I don't really like to pick guys who are just making a debut. He's 5-1, but again, he has a strong base though. So I mean, the guy got a very good base on him. So it's kind of different here, right? Yeah. No. Also remember, guys, Abu Dhabi. So this next fight here, we got Mohamed Yahya versus Steven Nguyen. Yahya, in my opinion, I'm not here to tear down nobody or disrespect, but I've been doing this for a long time, man. I've been doing MMA, mixed martial arts. Just being a martial artist, my foundation is karate, boxing, also Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Taekwondo. There's different kind of arts that I pick up throughout my years, right? Been training. It's like one of those things where I can read and see things from fighters that, if they're like martial artists or not, or just like brawling. And I could read the fights pretty good. And also been watching the sport, Pride Championship. I'm watching the UFC when it just started back in 1993. So that's when I started to watch it. I used to record them on VHS, and then I used to download get Pride and put them on CD, and then all these things. So I'm like hip to it. It's like I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm watching when I see a fighter or a martial artist, because martial artists compared to a fighter can be two different things, and a martial artist can be a fighter, and a fighter can be a martial artist. But you can also have a guy that can just fight, and that's it. And you can have a guy who's just a martial artist but not a good fighter. If you understand what I'm saying, right? That doesn't mean that his martial arts is not good. It's just at certain points you have to fight through things, and sometimes people or certain opponents just can't fight through it. They just maybe don't have the heart, don't have the mental, which all plays a factor, right? So with Yahya here, he lives in Dubai, right? So, it's like one of those things where it's, he lost twice already, and I believe he lost twice in his hometown. So, yep, in Abu Dhabi. So, he lost twice in his hometown already, dude. So obviously, they didn't rob the opponent, but they couldn't rob this guy because he finished him in the first round. Peak was just beating up on him, right? It's just one of these things where when I look at Yahya, his hometown favorite, but still lacking experience, right? His fundamentals just doesn't look clean. Seems like a kickboxer. His status kickboxing, he says it there, but it's like, it seems like he need to get on, he needs a point where he can, start, and then he starts showing his moves. It's like maybe he's a slow starter, but he just doesn't get started, and he's just hittable, can get taken down. He's like missing a step. But this could be a fight where he possibly could beat Steven, because Steven, in my opinion, I feel Steven is skilled, and I feel Steven has a better base, especially with his strike and his boxing. Coming off the Contender Series, 2-1 on the Contender Series, win 2 and loss 1. But sometimes with Steven, he will slow down in the fight though, and that's the thing. Like his pace will start out good, and then he just start to slow down. You know what I'm saying? So this could be a fight where maybe Yaya could capitalize on that, because look at Yaya. I don't know, like he starts slow, like he doesn't do nothing. But then when I watch other fights of him, you know, in his other organizations, you know, which is the AU, what do they call it? The the UAE Warriors, you know, he looks okay in it. You know, it's like throwing, you know, he's throwing his punching and kicks, he's setting up from the outside, you know, he's even going for submissions and stuff like that. But I don't know, he's just, from these last two fights, I just don't see anything from him. But this could be a tricky one. Like I said, his hometown favorite here. And like I said with Steven is the better skilled guy in my opinion. But sometimes Steven will not do much. You know what I mean? Like at times, it just depends on the fight. Like his last fight here, what Steven had, it looked like, I don't know, like he wasn't doing anything. You know, against Joran or Owens, it looked like he wasn't doing much in that fight. Now he was throwing a jab here and there, but didn't look the same like how we look against AJ Cunningham. You know, well again that was contender series, so maybe making his debut on UFC, maybe it's just, you know, the UFC jitters probably. But I'm gonna go with Steven here, man. I'm gonna say Steven by KO TKO in the second round, guys. But like I said about Steven, he can slow down, man, and just not do much, and then just make the other guy look good. So, like, I think Irwin I think Irwin is not even in the UFC anymore. Is it Irwins or Erins? I think it's Erins. I don't think Erins in the UFC, but I think he's in a 2-fight winning streak though, for Levels Fight League. You know, yeah, man. I'm gonna go with Steven. I'm gonna say Steven by KO TKO in the second round, guys. But 50-50 for me. Like I said, hometown favorite in Yaya, and sometimes Steven slow down. But fundamentally wise and skill wise, I feel Steven is a better fighter. If Steven has the tools, he has better tools, he has better fundamental, and Steven also has a dog in him too that will just push a pace when he's ready to push a pace and just run into shots though. Sometimes he's hittable, but with Yaya he just doesn't do much. So Steven Nguyen KO TKO second round, guys. Next fight we got Abu Aslan versus Billy Elkanah. Aslan here, 100% finishing rate. 14 by KO TKO, obviously, if 100%. You can get over aggressive at times, swings well, can also get taken down and submitted. Against Ian Cutabella is just a more experienced guy, man. I actually had Ian winning that fight. I just see it, you know. Ashley gonna come in there and swing, probably bust his gas tank, and Ian. From what I see from Ian lately, he has been improving on his game. He's not just trying to knock your head off. He's like mixing it up with takedowns and stuff like that, right? Which he has takedowns and submissions. His opponent here, Billy will mix it up. You know, look for takedowns and submissions. You know, but mentally wise, he can be broken, and we saw that when he fought Goskov, right? He can break under pressure, man. So Goskov pretty much just like second round, just like punched him up in against the cage and punch him until he pretty much just wore him down. And he was just on his knees and just, you know, he wasn't able to get up. He didn't have the energy, just like he broke. And then, you know, then Goskov got tired of punching him and said, you know, I was going to guillotine this guy because he doesn't even want to be here. You know, he's not showing anything. He's just on his knees. So, yeah, I'm liking Ashlyn. I just feel Ashlyn is just heart, the better fighter, the more experienced guy. The guy that's not going to break under pressure. You know, I feel Billy is just not at that level. So I'm gonna go with Ashlyn here. I'm gonna say Ashlyn by KO TKO in the first round, guys. All right, let's keep this moving, man. Keep this flowing here, guys. Knocking it out professionally, accurately. Next fight we got Amanda Ribas versus Tabitha Ricci. Amanda Ribas, BJJ Black coming to the ATT. We'll look for submissions. We'll mix it up. you know, with the striking. Can get taken down at times though, but we look for submissions from off her back. 5-inch of reach, 2-inch of height, which is massive. You know, Richie can always have the shorter, you know, reach and height. You know, she's very like small reach, like 5'1" or something like that. 6'1", not 5'1". Yeah, but 5'1" height, 6'1" reach. Richie BJJ Black, he would also mix it up with the striking. You know, but you know, from my opinion or as a fact, I feel that Amanda Ribas is a better striker. Richie at times come up short with the punches and just doesn't connect. Her boxing and striking to me is not at that level. Like she's still trying to work on it. So her BJJ is probably what she will push, but she's not really pushing takedowns like that. And I feel Ribas is a better wrestler. So Ribas will go for doubles and single legs and she will get you down, but you can reverse her though. And that's the thing. But I just feel Ribas with their height and reach, I feel she can outstrike her because Richie against women that can strike, she doesn't do well. You know, they touch her up, they move around her, pick shots on her, and it's just like, you know, it's just difficult for her to close distance because she doesn't know how to implement footwork and movement. You know, when you don't know how to get to your opponent or be in relationship with the opponent, you're not going to be able to connect with your shots. You know what I mean? I mean, you can shoot double legs and takedowns, but you still got to close the distance for, you know, to actually do that. And if the person can sprawl and defend takedowns, then what you're going to do? You know, you got to know how to use the footwork, your timing, you know how to set up your range and distancing, which is coming from the footwork too. You know what I mean? So you're in and out, and lateral movements. You don't know if you have a hard time, you know, doing that. You know, even though you train it, but it just doesn't come easily. It's not her first choice. It's not her foundation. Her foundation is just BJJ. But with Amanda Ribas, Ribas has a better striking. You know, use a jab. She light on the foot. She will look to take down. You know, I'm going to go for Ribas, but I'm not confident in this, guys, because Richie could win. Richie could have put a dog pace in her and because rush forward. But again, she's going to rush into jabs and shots. You know what I mean? So it's not good just to run straight at somebody and just get hit with the face. You know, like I say, your head not meant to get hit. But I'm going to go with Ribas. I'm going to say Ribas by decision, guys. 50-50, again, woman fight. This is the only woman fight on the card. The only woman fight on the card, guys. Yeah, you know, that's I don't think you usually see that, huh? But I don't really see that much. Maybe I just not paying attention, but yeah, but I like Ribas. I say Ribas by decision, like what I said, right? 50-50. Again, woman fight always go the opposite direction. You just never know, man. All right. Next fight, we got Damon Blackshear versus Davey Grant. This is a tricky one here, man. Damon Blackshear is very skilled dude, very well-rounded, especially his submission game, his twister, everything that he does, all different type of submissions, man. But that being said, you know, Blackshear is hittable. You know, sometimes you can catch him up with a jab. Sometimes you can piece him up a little bit. And he kind of starts slow at times. And, you know, there's a little holes there in his striking. But he can still strike, though, and quick with the kicks and mix them up. Use a punch and set up the kicks, you know. And but he's also going to have the 3-inch reach over Grant. And this is a fight where Blackshear, like I said, with his striking, whenever he faces like guys that can strike, he usually loses. Like Amara Batista, Farid Basharat, Montel Jackson. When he fight guys that can strike, he usually loses. Chris Machuano beat him. That's not a good look. Chris Machuano beat him, but I mean it's early in his career though. But damn, wow, that's not a good look though. But you know, hats off to Chris though. I mean the guy is still in there, you know. But Damon is skilled, but Grant. I feel Davey Grant, you know, age is a number, but even at 39, I mean, age is a number. Grant still looks good, man, and they rap Grant a lot. I guess Daniel Marcos, Grant won that fight, right? Adrian Yanis, Grant won that fight. Grant beat Yanis and he beat Marcos, dude, straight up. Grant is a dangerous dude, man. Skill, experience, kickboxing, kind of striking, kind of a karate base. But he can get submitted though, and that's the issue. I believe he's been submitted like 4 times. But he also has a good ground game, though. But not because you have a good ground game doesn't mean you can't get submitted. Just depending on the person you're fighting. You know, and Diamond Blackshear, guy's pulling off twisters, dude. So dude pulling off twisters, he'd be pretty good on the ground. It all depends on the matchup, though, on who you're doing the twister on. You know, I mean, he got the twister over Jose Johnson. You know, Jose Johnson is, you know, he's not on that level, dude. So, I mean, as far as like fighting top competition, you know what I mean? You know, he's not on that level. I mean, he can get submissions too, but there's different levels to the game, dude. So, this is a tricky one, man. I kind of back and forth on this. Fight starts standing up. Grant hasn't been submitted in a while. That doesn't mean that he can't get submitted by, you know, Damian Blackshear, right? Last time he got submitted was by Manny Bermudez back in 2018. Hasn't been submitted since. Grant is a dangerous, experienced guy, dude. Not taking anything away from Damian Blackshear. That man is explosive. Very explosive. Grant is explosive too, but Grant is just very technical, dude. You can't sleep on Grant, dude. Grant is more of a seasoned striker, bro. And he's not like he's just one-rounded. You know, he's not like he's just, you know, just like you know, like he's not well-rounded, right? He can mix it up too, and he can also get submissions of his own, but he can get submitted though, and that's one of the things. It's just a tough one. I'm gonna push for Grant, guys. You know, this could be one of them Michael Johnson picks, which I believe I was the only one that picked Michael Johnson. I believe. I mean, I could be wrong about that. I'm gonna use believe because I'm not sure. You know, I believe it's just a, you know, a belief system. You're not really sure. It's either you know or you don't know. So I think I know that I was the only one that picked Michael Johnson, and this could be a fight like Michael Johnson fight, to be honest with you, over there in Abu Dhabi. But yeah, I'm liking Grant, dude. You can't sleep on freaking Grant, dude. Grant is a bad freaking dude. The guy, he will surprise you. And against Blackshear, like I said, Blackshear, sometimes you touch him up and he can look lost in there on the foot. I'm telling you this, man. I like Grant by decision, but 50-50, because Blackshear can get a submission over Grant. So be careful with that one. That would be probably more Blackshear path to victory would probably be the submission against Grant, man. All right, next fight we got Muslim Sharikov versus Carlos Leak. Man, Muslim Sharikov, man, king of kung fu. This guy's pretty good, man. Pretty skilled guy. Spinning heel kicks are like bullets, man. You know, connect, you're out, like he did to Kenan Song. But against Kenan Song is there to get hit. Not taking anything from Muslim though. But I feel Muslim missed a step though. He's not the same like he used to be way back, right? Sancho striking, he's a champion, you know, and he's champion in Sancho. But his main thing though is to catch with that spinning heel, a lot more spinning techniques. He also will catch you with the corner with his hands too. I just feel like it's not the same anymore. After a while, you know, your techniques are firing out there. Yeah, you can learn against some guys, but some other guys going to be a little more difficult. You know, speed and timing. Timing probably there, speed may not be much there. Power still there though if he can connect. Carlos on the other hand, Carlos is a dog, man. And Carlos will push a high pace, stay on you. And he's durable, you know, and he's well rounded too. I want to make this clear against Renat Frakhmanov. He beat Renat, dude. He beat Renat in that fight. Straight up. That was a straight up robbery. I believe that was in Abu Dhabi, right? No, that was probably Russia or Abu Dhabi. Where was this card? Abu Dhabi. Oh, okay, there we go. That was one of the big robberies. Leaks came on short notice and beat Renat. He beat Renat Frakhmanov in that fight, dude. Straight up. But they gave it to him. They gave it to Frakhmanov. So straight up, that was a straight up robbery, dude. Leak is pretty good. 2-inch reach. There's sometimes you can ride his chin high, you know, but he put a high pace on you, and he's durable. Can Shamakov catch him with a kick, you know, a spinning heel? It's possible. I mean, Muslim Sharikov is a very good fighter, dude. Is the guy. King of kickboxing. The guy is not here just for, you know, he's not here to lose, dude, and he's over there, you know, in Abu Dhabi. So I mean, the guy is skilled, bro. So I mean, but at the same time, I just feel Carlos is just more durable. Carlos can hit. He's well rounded too. Carlos got the skills too, right? So I'm gonna push toward Carlos. I'm gonna say Carlos by KO/TQ in the second round, but I'm not confident because, like I said, guy like Muslim, he still can deliver the techniques out there, and he possibly can catch Carlos in the chin. Like I said, sometimes Carlos ride his chin kind of high. But I'm gonna go with Carlos KO/TQ second round, guys. All right, and it's not because now Muslim is 41 and things like that. I just see a decline in his movement, in his techniques. It's still there, but it's just not as sharp. It's not as quick like it used to be, and also his durability is not as durable. And he gets tired quicker. You can hit him and you can hurt him. You can get knocked down. You can get knocked out. It just seems like there is things that on the stand up that. He just really dropped the ball now, and he never used to do that from before. Against Nicholas Dalby, Randy Brown, against Jingling, it's like, he's getting caught now, he's getting hurt in the foot. I just feel Carlos is just more durable, dude, and Carlos is going to put a high pace with him. All right. Next fight, we got Bryce Mitchell versus Saeed Nurmagomedov. Mitchell here. Bryce Mitchell will mix it up. He dropped him to 135 now from 145, I believe. Yeah. He can get knocked out though. He can get caught in the foot, get knocked out. He can get submitted. But he's getting submitted by Gene. So he's getting submitted by Gene Silva, getting finished by Josh Emmett. Which these guys, he's getting finished by Ila Topuria. These guys are top level guys. Saeed, on the other hand, I feel Saeed is a very skilled fighter too. Has a spinning technique, spinning heel, more of a taekwondo karate base, and him skill guy. With submissions, so would get your neck. He's freaking will get a guillotine on you, bro. That's his thing. He love to do his guillotine. Other than the spinning back kicks and spinning heels, he loved the guillotine choke. So it's a thing that Bryce gotta be careful of. But the only thing about Saeed though, he's not active. That's the thing. He doesn't fight much, doesn't compete much. And biggest thing is his gas tank. If he could manage his gas tank, he would do better. And there's a mental thing too. I think when he gets gassed, he loses his mental, goes out the door. So he's kind of just not doing much, just getting hit. You can take him down. He just stop fighting, man. And that seems to be one of the biggest things in this fight. Again, he could catch Bryce with a spinning heel. He could guillotine Bryce when Bryce go for takedown. That's most definitely like a Bryce can get submitted. But I feel Saeed is more like a first round finisher, dude, man. He's more of a first round finisher. Once you fight. Gets out the first is like a complete different Saeed. He doesn't look the same anymore. You can push him up against the cage, you can take him down, you can touch him up. Just all these things can happen in the fight, bro. It's not. You can't have confidence picking either one of these guys, to be honest. And with Saeed, this is one of the things where he gasses out. He's going to be over there in Abu Dhabi, so it could be different. He could perform different in Abu Dhabi. I'm saying, okay, I'm around my fellow friends, my homies. You know what I mean? So I'm in my territory now. These guys are my brothers. And he could go in and look different. Sure, he could just go in there and just do the same thing. In the first round, he looks real good, like a killer, like a total destroyer. Then the second round, third round, he just gets tired. And just Bryce is just taking him down. Bryce just chain wrestled him. And Bryce will chain wrestle him. Will take that. Bryce will put a hard pace in him. He did it to Dan Ige. Boom. And that was a good win right there. What he did to Dan Ige. Edson Barboza, same thing. If you put that pace in Saeed will gas out. Guaranteed. I'm going with Bryce. I'm going to say Bryce by decision, but it's a 50-50, guys. Alright? It's at 135 also. So Bryce could possibly be the bigger guy in here. Once you watch the face-off on wins, that would tell you all that. This fight card is also a 12 o'clock card too, guys. Depending on, what time zone you're in. In Eastern is 12 p.m., okay? So Bryce by decision, guys. Next fight, we got Nikita Krylov versus Bohdan Goskov. Nikita Krylov. This guy is pretty skilled, dude, man. A lot of submissions and a lot of knockouts, dude. This guy comes to fight. Has a karate base, I believe a Kyokushin karate with submissions. This guy's a veteran, but again, he's not active. You know, he lost against Dominic Reyes, got caught running in. I'm not sure what he was. Not sure what he was doing there, but he just charged in. His chin was there. Can't ride his chin high. But this guy is a sleeper because you can touch him up, and you know he will fade like he's gonna go out, but then he comes back and win. Because you know, I know he got finished by Reyes, but Reyes is a very experienced guy as well. You know, Reyes fought a lot of top competition and lost to them, and he won some. Fought John Jones. I went to decision with John Jones. With Nikita here, actually, he's kind of durable in a in a kind of sense. I know I say he was, you know, he was durable, but finished 2 times and submitted 6 times. So, you know, he can get submitted, dude, and he can get caught. But he has 16 by submission and 12 by KO TKO. Guskov, on the other hand, Guskov has 14 by KO TKO. You know, finished 1 time, submitted once, 3 by submission there. The other thing about Guskov, he ain't really fight nobody. You know, fought Ryan Spann, about winning about Ryan Spann, lost to Volkanovski Azumir. You know, Nikita beat Volkan, but you can't really look at it like that. Beat Zach Pago. It's like these guys that he's fighting is not really. You know, Ryan is, you know, probably the most experienced guy there, but. You know, it's just one of those things where actually, and Volkan is the most experienced guy. Volkan is the most experienced guy, I should say, but he lost to Volkan. But it's still experience. This fight could be tricky because I could see Guskov possibly catching Nikita with a shot, man. Possibly putting him out because that's his specialty there. You know, he's very heavy-handed, very aggressive guy, and Nikita can get caught, but still durable though. You know, there's parts in the fight where he can get really, really hurt, man, and he just comes back. But it's difficult, man, to... It's like one of those things where it's like heads or tail, man. You know, with Guskov pat power, you know, but there's holes, though. You can get him to the ground and you can submit him. But he's game, though. You know, and he comes to fight. So, but, yeah, man, I'm going to go with Nikita. I feel Nikita base fundamentals, his base is better base, better fundamentals. Also his experience, dude. Nikita's a very, very experienced dude. Fought everybody already, man. Fought everybody. Just as he just hasn't been active lately. You know, he's been there way back. Way back, dude. So, I'm going to go with Nikita, but it's 50-50. Because I could see Guskov getting a win. Guskov got more of a puncher chance here. I want to say Nikita by submission, though, guys, in the first round. All right, I'm not confident. Asu versus Almabayev versus Jose Ochoa. Asu is a skill fighter, man. He's gonna push the ground a lot. Very elusive, good striking. Lost to Manuel Cape, which is not a bad loss. Manuel Cape is a technical skill guy. One of my favorite guys is Manuel Cape. Also very technical with the footwork, striking, amazing. Very skilled guy. I believe you hurt his foot. That's why he was supposed to fight on this card, I believe. Or he was supposed to fight, who was he supposed to fight? I think he was on that other card. I forgot who he was supposed to fight, though. But, who was he supposed to fight? I forgot who was supposed to fight, man. I believe he was supposed to fight, who was he supposed to fight? I could be wrong about that, though, still. He's supposed to fight, what is that guy's name, man? Making this longer than it needs to be. I think Pantoja, yeah. That is where he was supposed to fight. I believe he broke his toe or something like that. So he was supposed to fight Pantoja. But, yeah, but I said Cape is one of my top fighters too. A very, very skilled guy. So it's not any shame losing to Cape because I had Cape winning over Asu, right? But Jose is a short notice. Jose is a skilled guy that will close the distance, back power in his punches. I believe 100% finishing rate by Jose. But the thing about Jose that I noticed that he can get taken down and put on his butt, put on his back, and Asu will grind for those takedowns. And we see Asu did that, you know, against I believe Jose Johnson. I believe he did against Nikolai also. A lot of fighters he's grinding, like he can push that pace. So I just had it hard to do it with Cape because Cape is very elusive. You know, very good with footwork. When you have footwork like that, it's sometimes hard to take the guy down. I'm not gonna shoot, guys. I'm not gonna shoot by decision, but it's 50-50 because I could see Jose coming in there and just let their hands go and possibly can catch a shoe and finish him. So we gotta be careful because Jose is a pretty good fighter, man. So he's not bad. As I just noticed that little hole that he can get taken down in the fights, and like it's like when he get taken down, he can just be on his back. Sometimes he scramble up, but he can just get put in his butt. I believe Cody was taking him down, you know, in that fight. But this guy packed power, man, and will finish you. He will finish it. The guy's 100% finishing rate. He will finish you with punches, man. He's very aggressive like that. Very, very elusive guy. Short notice, but I like a shoe. 50-50 for me, though, guys. All right. Next fighter, we got Sharabutdin Magomedov versus Marc-Andre Barrett. Sara here. Sara's the next dude that's skilled too, but I feel his ground game is kind of suspect still. It's a very skilled guy, even though he has one eye. Guy's very skilled. Against MVP, it's kind of tricky because MVP is a different kind of fighter, movement, more in and out, kind of like a Floyd Mayweather. You know, that gives Sarah issues because Sarah's had a relationship with MVP. You know, he can't flow like that because based off of footwork. So, you know, you see Sarah get kind of stationary in that fight, was just getting touched up. Against Mark, though, Mark is a perfect fight for him because Mark is stationary, going to be right there. But Mark is still a veteran, still a dangerous fighter, you know, still pack power, you know. But Mark can get finished. He beat Bruno Silva by knockout, but everybody's beating Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva hasn't been looking good, you know, he's been at a big decline every single fight I see. Against Sara, though, this should be a fight that Sara wins, and over there in Abu Dhabi, Sara is massive over there. He's like a king in Abu Dhabi. Love him over there, love him in Russia. You know, this is a fight for him to win. They're gonna give him a fight that he can look spectacular in and get a, you know, most likely get a finish. So I got Sara by KO TKO, guys, in that first round. All right, co-main event here. I got my boy. I know it's Petr Yan, but Petr Yan versus Marcus McGee, who's the next good fighter in Marcus McGee. Very skilled guy also. Petr Yan, though, is up there. Like I said, one of my top fighters, man. Petr Yan can fight, and he's a martial artist that can fight. This guy is very, very freaking technical, very skilled dude, man. Boxing range, short, long distance range, whatever range you put him at, the guy is spectacular. Gets spectacular sweeps and throws, takedowns from the sweeps. This guy is amazing, dude. One of my top fighters. Sean O'Malley, he beat Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley is one of those guys, you know that UFC does it a lot. They will use certain fighters and kind of build them up based off of their appearance, based off of more of a marketing thing, what they the society want to see. You know, like again, there's tattoos and there's all these things. There's a certain look that appeal to a lot more people. You know that, you know, a guy like maybe Petr Yan, a lot of people may not, you know, pay attention to him too much, but skill wise, Petr Yan got the skill. O'Malley, he has skills too, but he was built by UFC. The UFC carry him, right? So not the same level at all. If Petr Yan and Sean O'Malley fight again, Petr Yan does the same thing because he won the first fight anyway. You know, in my eyes, Aljamain Sterling too. Petr Yan won that fight too. So that's just me. I felt he won that fight also. I know the first fight was a illegal knee, but in my eyes, the only person that beat Petr Yan was Merab. Was a legit win, I would say, right? But if you look at Merab, he's beating everybody, and Merab is also at that level, right? He hasn't lost yet. He's been champion for a little while, right? But Petr Yan, that guy is freaking badass, dude. This guy's legit. And those guys that he lost to, the only person he lost to in UFC is Merab. That's it. Right? He beat O'Malley and he beat Aljamain Sterling. Right? McGee, on the other hand, we look at Marcus McGee, he's skilled. You know, he's skilled, dude. You know, he's well-rounded. Striking is legit. Very quick on the foot. He's in and out. have that fast twitch muscle. Boxing is good. A very powerful striker, right? But man, I just feel Yan is on a different level, dude. Like Alex said, Marcus McGee is good, he's skill and everything like that, but he just levels the game, dude. And Yan fought some good competition and beat them, and he got robbed by some of them, by 1 or 2, like I showed you. But I just feel Marcus, he beat Jonathan Martinez, he beat Gustin. That was a good win. Spinning heel kick, he got him with that one. Beat JP, but it's not the same level, dude. And this is just some stats alone. I don't think at the stats alone. Physically, mentally, and spiritually, the techniques and everything that Yan possesses is different level, dude. That's just pretty much it. Can Marcus win? If Marcus win, I'll be surprised. I'll be really, really freaking so. That would be a big upset for me. If I said, like, what? Whoa! If Marcus win, I'll be very surprised, dude. Very, very, very surprised. I feel Petr Yan got this fight anywhere it goes, dude. I'm going with my boy Petr Yan, man. Hats up to Marcus. The guy's a good fighter too. I have enough respect for both fighters, both martial artists, but I like Petr Yan, dude. I feel Petr Yan is just on a different level, dude. And that's pretty much it. Pretty much it, man. Petr Yan is durable. Even if Marcus started, launching shots at him, in which anybody can get hit, Yan will be able to can take it. Yan is durable. Yan never been finished. Yan is a dog, as well as like he fights at any range, and he will fight you. He is not going to break under pressure. He's not going to give up. This guy, like I said, he's my top fighter, dude. He's my top fighter. Never been finished, dude. Never been finished, man. I like Petr Yan. I'm gonna say Petr Yan by decision, because Marcus McGee is a skilled fighter, so I'm not taking anything away from him. But I said Petr Yan by decision. I get Petr Yan 70%. All right. I give Marcus 30. Again, anything can happen in this game, dude. And we see upsets all the time. All the time we see upsets. Even if the way how I talk, it's like I'm big up the guy highly, which he is. But again, anything is possible. Nothing guaranteed, man. Marcus coming here and catching him with a punch and knock him out. It'll be the first time Petr Yan get knocked out. It's possible. I don't see that happening, though. I like Petr Yan all the way, dude. All right. Main fight on the card, we got Robert Whittaker versus Rana the Ritter. Robert Whittaker is the next one, my top fighter. Bobby Knuckles, dude. Can't sleep on Bobby Knuckles, man. I mean, he's well-rounded, has a karate base, Kempo karate, BJJ black belt. Guy's a veteran, fought everybody, dude. He fought everybody, and he was champion. With Bobby Knuckles here, he lost against Kamazat, right? He got caught. He got caught in a face crank. He got taken down. He got caught in a face crank. Now we look at Ritter. Can Ritter possibly do the same thing? The way how a person like Kamazan go for takedowns and the way how he gets fights to the ground is different. I don't think Ritter has that kind of takedown. Ritter more tie up and just drop kind of down. And it's always distance in the range in these fights, and the striking from Ritter, it ain't on the same level as Bobby Knuckles, right? So it's not even close. It's not on the same level, dude. The rest, the ground game, maybe Ritter could be better, especially with the submissions. But Robert Whittaker, he got caught by Kamazat, and it happens, right? He got caught. He got face crank. He got caught. He probably was expecting it, but not so quick. And Robert Whittaker is one of those guys that will come back, man. He will go back and work on it and come back and beat you. Ritter has it to can beat Robert Whittaker. He has the submissions to beat him, because that's where the Ritter mostly goes to the ground and look for submission. So he has the tools to obviously beat Robert Whittaker, right? So I'm not saying that Ritter, that he's not skilled, because he is. Just the way how he strikes, it's very unorthodox, and it's not technical really, and it's open to get hit. And but he uses it to set up his takedowns, right? So he's been knocked out twice, right? Robert Whittaker been submitted twice and knocked out 3 times. But Robert Whittaker fought some tough competition, some tough freaking strikers, man, and guys with good ground game also. With Kamazat, he's just very explosive, very versatile, and sometimes he can surprise you, get a submission. Ritter will also surprise you too, guys. 13 by submission. So this is a fight where Ritter could possibly win, dude. It's a fight that he could win. I'm not counting him out. That's why I got this fight even. But I feel Bobby Knuckles go back to the drawing board and he will work on what he need to work on. And that's just striking the movement from Whittaker is very elusive, very in and out. Sets a pace. He moves in circular motion, moves in a lateral motion, in and out. Uses footwork to set up his strikes. Guy's pretty legit, man. And Ritter is really basing this off of getting Robert Whittaker to the ground. That's kind of it. Striking wise, I got Robert Whittaker all day. Man, you know. But anything can happen in this fight. But I have to go with Robert Whittaker, guys. And like I said with the Ritter, you know, you will use the striking, whatever striking he has, kind of smother you and then try to push a takedown. And wherever he gets the submissions, he usually ties it up well, especially when he mounts you or whatever, he gets your back or whatever. But he's going to have the 5-inch of reach and 4-inch of height by Ritter. And this is a tough one. Like I said, man, you know, Ritter could win, but I can't sleep on Bobby Knuckles. And also Bobby Knuckles experience, you know, the guys that Bobby Knuckles has fought. You know, compared to Ritter, you know, I mean, he beat Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel has wrestling, but you can tell that he has a lot of holes, dude. He's not experienced. Kevin Holland is always up and down and loses and losses, wins and losses. Gerard Merchant is this, you know, same thing, up and down with loss and wins. Then he had loss against some Antonov twice. He lost to. That's the only guy he lost to twice. You know, then there's other wins. I got some wins here and there, but nothing that really stands out too much. I just feel Whittaker is just the better fighter here, man. I mean, in my book, a more seasoned fighter. So I'm going to go with Whittaker, guys. I said Whittaker by KO TK in the second round. Again, Ritter could win, so it's an even fight for me. So I wouldn't go all the way in Whittaker, but Whittaker never fails me, though. So, especially when it comes to championship fights, he usually pulls out the win, you know. But again, moments go by, guys could usually start to fade out, you know. They don't look the same anymore, like a Muslim Sharakov. And I mean, is Whittaker at that point? It's a possibility, you know. But I'm still giving Robert Whittaker a shot here because I don't feel like he's done. So Robert Whittaker by KO TK second round. Quick look at the odds, you guys. See what we're working with. Crazy odds. Yeah. Some vocals for you right there. Man. Some falsetto. Let's see here. Where these odds are at. Where is the odds in here? Like, they haven't put the odds up yet? Strange. Very, very strange. Okay, here we go. This is probably like some of it. Yeah, Petr Yan at 400. I don't disagree. They got Sarah at 3 something. I don't disagree. This is a fight that set this fight for Sarah to fight, because Sarah can only fight in Abu Dhabi in those kind of areas. He can't come to the US because he's missing the eye. They won't sanction the fight. They won't let him fight because he's missing the eye. So yeah, I don't disagree. And Whittaker at 162. I don't disagree with that either. The odds is not so high over Ritter, but I would be careful because, like I said, Ritter is an underdog. They like to do that, especially for main fights. The guy that's an underdog usually comes in winning. From all the pay-per-views I've been seeing lately, not the pay-per-view, but like on pay-per-view cards and big cards, because this is a big card. The guys that are usually underdogs are the ones that are coming in winning, especially for the main fight, right? So be careful, because Ritter could be a dog win. So again, I like Whittaker. Whittaker's one of my top fighters, but I'm not going to be biased. I did pick him, but I'm going to explain to you that I don't think it's a clear shot for Robert Whittaker. All right, I'm just keeping it real with you guys, man. Just keeping it real, man. All right. Let's take a look over here. I don't think they put the rest of the fights up. You can just look at it from here, man. I just like to do the, use the UFC and MMA odds betting, but look like it's not been working lately. I don't know. They got Buchecha at 200. Honestly, yeah, it's not so bad because Buchecha, I say, has a strong base on him, man. And the way how he fights is very elusive. The only thing that he fights in a lot of M1, I believe. So or one championship. I don't think he fights too much in the cage. I don't think he fights too much in the cage. That also could be a problem, but I just feel against Martin Buchecha, I feel like he could beat. I mean, Martin Buchecha is a slow fighter, just doesn't do much. I just feel Marcus is going to take him down and just submit him. So the odds on that is not so bad, guys. Yaya, what is Yaya here? I think no show. I don't think they show this one. I don't think there's an odd for this fight yet. Let me see. We're looking at it from here. It's odd on this one. They're probably gonna have Steven for the favorite. Yeah, they're probably gonna have Steven for favorite, man. Yeah, they're probably gonna have Steven for favorite for that one. If Steven is favorite, I mean, I don't disagree too much, but again, in his hometown, he lost 2 already, so there's a chance that he can get this one based on Steven. Sometime will slow down. 280 against Billy, I don't disagree with that. I don't feel Billy's at that level. Billy still have a puncher's chance in a kind of way, and will push the ground too. He's like a fast-paced fighter, first round kind of dude, but then he gasses out though. So I won't disagree with that. I think Ashlyn should win this fight. Ribas is his favorite. Okay, I don't disagree with that. I feel well. Women fight to me is even, so 145 is not so bad, but Richie probably still can win. But I still like I said, every woman fight I always say the same thing. It's just up and down. You pick Ribas and Richie win. You pick Richie and Ribas wins. It just always does that. Usually the underdogs in a woman are usually the ones that's winning. So more like Richie would win. So it's like near even, so it's kind of even fight. So we can go either way, guys. All right, but even, so slightly favorite. Damar, Blackshear, Grant, they got Damar with -1-245. Hell no, disagree with that. Anything, this fight is an even fight. The way how Davey Grant been looking, consistently beating a lot of those prospects, and he beat prospects that they rob him against. There shouldn't be 245, dude. Be careful with this one. This is an even fight. Believe me, I tell you that. Because Davey Grant, in my book, can win. So it's an even fight, dude. Not saying that man can't win. If it's that man win, it'd be kind of more like a submission win or maybe a decision. But if it goes decision, that means Grant is like touching him up, with strikes. So I'll be careful with this one, especially Damon at 240. I wouldn't mess with that too much. But I'm liking Grant, so it is what it is. Muslim plus 300 against Leak. Yeah, man, I'm liking Leak in this one, but Leak kind of high though still. I wouldn't have Leak at 400 though, dude. Because Muslim over there in Abu Dhabi again, you can see some robbers, man, which Leak got robbed already over there in Abu Dhabi against Renat. So yeah, it could be the same outcome. So 400 for Leak, I'll be very careful, just based off where Muslim is fighting. All right, I put that out there for you. I can lead a horse to water, can't let him drink though. So I can still give you a little insight. I have Leak, but looking at the odds is too high. So you gotta be careful, okay? Bryce Mitchell versus Saeed Nurmagomedov. I think I said that right. They got Bryce a plus even fight. Okay, I said it. This is an even fight. Saeed could come in here and Bryce go in there and get his neck caught, or Saeed could catch Bryce with a spinning heel or a spinning back kick, and then Saeed could just tire out after first, which he usually does in all his fights, just gas out, and Bryce put that high pace wrestling him like what he did to 50K Ige. And to other guys, he put the high pace like Barboza and just grind them out. So even fight could get anywhere, but I like Bryce Mitchell. Nikita Krylov won 90 against Guskov. Guskov has a puncher's chance. But Guskov has a puncher chance. I'm just going to say that. And guy like Nikita can get caught and knocked out. So I'm going to make that clear too. I like Nikita. I go for him, more well-rounded and everything. But guy like Guskov will push a high pace. And guy like Nikita chin is always up. And if Guskov catches him, that's it. So this fight, to me, is more of an even fight. To be honest with you, 190 for Nikita. Now, from what I've been seeing him fighting, how he's been looking, and also his not being too active. You know what I mean? So chin is kind of like can get high. He got knocked out his last fight. So Guskov will come in here, and that was like 5 months ago. So very, very careful with this one. You could see Guskov getting upset. Yep. Asu and Jose, they got Asu at even fight. I don't disagree. And the reason why that Asu coming up his last fight, got finished in the fight, Jose has that ability to push a high pace with heavy strikes. So this could be a fight where Asu can get a win, that Jose can pull off a win too. Alright, but I'm going to go with Asu. You know, but again, this is a guy that's over there, again, in Abu Dhabi. So it's a fight where, you know, go judges, you could see Asu winning, but again, Jose will push a high pace, but Jose can get taken down and put on his back. And Asu will grind. He was specifically trained just to grind in this fight, which he does in all his other fights too. Alright? Sarah Magomedov. Sarah is -500. I don't see nothing wrong with that because this is a fight for Sarah. This fight is tailor-made for Sarah to win. That's pretty much it. Tailor-made for him over there in Abu Dhabi, which that is where I'm chill. That's where I'm at. That's where his brothers are at, and that's set for him to win, man. So that's it. Petr Yan 370. I don't disagree against Marcos. I believe Petr Yan can take this fight anywhere. I feel Petr Yan is a more experienced guy, more well-rounded, and more skill. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not taking anything away from Marcos, but like I said, Petr Yan is up there for me. You know, like one of the best fighters. All right. Robert Whittaker -175. I like Robert Whittaker, but I would have this fight more kind of even, guys. Slight favorite for Robert, but not 175 because I can see Ritter getting a win. I feel it that Ritter could win. I could see how some people will pick Ritter because of the takedowns and the submissions, and Robert Whittaker got somebody in his last fight, but like I said, with Whittaker, he always comes back better, man, and then he improved. It's a 5-round fight also, right? We see Ritter sometimes can gas out in the fight. Robert Whittaker carry a good pace, stand up is better, movement better, fight starts standing up. Ritter is kind of like irky-jerky kind of style, but it makes it work for him, and he will try to smother you. He doesn't really shoot like that. You try to smother you and get you to the ground by dragging you down, or something the people go take him down. And then he just reverse and submit you, like what he did to Bonico. You know what I mean? I don't think Robert Whittaker is going to take him down like that, which Robert Whittaker could. Robert Whittaker, in my opinion, is a better wrestler here. But I'm going to go, I'm not saying I'm going to go Robert Whittaker. I mean, I have Robert Whittaker, but I'll make it a little more lower on the favorites, because I believe Ritter possibly could win, but I like Robert Whittaker though. All right, so the odds in this cards, it's not so bad. The odds are not so bad on this card. But that's it right there, guys. You know, keep on kicking. You know, keep showing some love all the time. Hit the thumbs up. You can subscribe to this channel. You know, I could be very right on this card, or I can be very wrong, or I can be just in between. You know, so nothing definite here, nothing guaranteed. You know, it's predictions. I just giving my insight. And, you know, fights could go the opposite direction. You know, anybody going opposite direction, I would say Damon beat Grant. I could see probably Richie beating Ribas. Like I said, women fight always go the opposite direction. Yaya beating Steven is a possibility too. It's a strong possibility. Muslim beating Leak will be more of a robbery, but I feel Leak should win. Saeed beating Mitchell is possible, but I just feel the grinding for Mitchell is just going to play a difference. Definitely Guskov can catch Nikita. Jose can beat Asu. Sarah to win, Petr Yan to win, and Ritter could beat Whittaker. So there's a lot of fights that are kind of even for me, man, to be honest with you. I can go either way. So I'm just keeping it real with you, man. Alright, guys? So one love out to everybody. You guys keep on kicking. And...